Hey guys, what's going on? Good evening. Figured I'd jump on quickly before I head off to work on Friday night. Still got a bar to run on weekends, so yeah, so I'll be doing that till about four o'clock in the morning tonight. But I just wanted to hop on and there's not too much news going on with Jasmine right now. Sorry, camera's a little okay, it was blurry. There's not a whole lot going on when it comes to news for Jasmine in the last couple of days. Not much community sentiment, not much of anything really. Things have been kind of slow. And part of me was thinking that maybe it was because of the holidays, but then that's very Western culture way of thinking that, I mean, that has nothing to do with Japan or anything like that. So definitely not. That's definitely not why there's no news. So there could be news any day, updates, things like that over this weekend, holiday weekend, and I will be there to update you guys, obviously, on all that stuff. You guys know me. I don't let you down. I'll be here. But yeah, a quick look over at Jasmine, 3.2% down on the day, but still holding support strongly at two zeros, 625. Very nice. If we can continue to hold support before the next leg up, you know, could see a good shoot up to 1 cent, 1.6 cents, 1.5 cents, something like that. In the medium term, coming up sometime between now and January 10th. Um, Quick look over at the market, as you can see, kind of a bloodbath, or so it looks anyway. Good DCA opportunities out there, guys. Got the hiccups. See what NeoXtrix has to say. It says, when I said that Jasmy goes beyond what we think, goes beyond what a blockchain project is as we know it, etc., Jasmy is part of a vast Japanese plan for a better future and furthermore contribute to its demographic. The Japanese view is much different than what the West expects in terms of technology in the near term. But if we are a little curious and thoughtful, Jasmy is a precursor, and many countries will model themselves on this societal redefinition that the Japanese are implementing. Where is their strong point? The patenting of all their technology. Jasmy and Japan, sorry, in general, builds the concept of future modern societies. Only in patience and perseverance will we see to what extent we look back on it in a few years. And at this point, I hope for all who have grown and invested in this project, Jasmy will have the success that is rightfully his or hers, right? Um, so in saying that, guys, I couldn't agree more with the sentiment behind this post. Um, when I say that Jasmy is kind of ahead of its time and stuff like that, IoT technology is ahead of its time. It's in its infancy still, guys. When I say that stuff, I really mean it in a lot of different ways. Companies like Jasmy, I believe, and I'm talking not about just the crypto, but Jasmy Limited Co., Ltd. Co., as a massive company branching off into as many different categories and niches and technological advancements that they're making. Um, it's kind of what I would come to expect from a global, uh, conglomerate kind of company. Very similar, actually, when I think about it. Jasmy is gonna or is showing signs of growing at the same kind of level as a company like Ripple. Uh, when you break down the way that the company functions, the way that they're not uh, tunnel visioned on one category, one link of technology. They've got a spider web out there that they continue to expand with partnerships, and now they're starting to talk about expanding into, Saudi Arabia, into India. They're talking about in negotiations right now, I believe, to have the Aveda laptops available to the West in the United States and Canada, things like that. They're starting to reach you know, reach out and expand their reach, so to speak. Um, and they're not just limited to one thing, right? They're not just limiting themselves to, let's say, the PDL and monetization of your data, right? Of your personal information. Um, you know, they're doing so many different things, and you guys know I go over all of these things on a regular basis with you guys. They do so much that it's hard to actually just, you know, remember it all just off the top of your head and spew it all out, right? You know, like I often talk about their partnerships with the Japanese government to be more inclusive and to make the tourism sector in Japan far more enjoyable by allowing the Japanese government to use a PDL to store data, tourism data from, like I said before, from tourists who where tourists are coming from, what flights they're using, like airlines they're using to come in, what taxi or Uber services they're using when they leave the airports, what hotels, motels, places that they're staying, what parts of town they're staying in, what tourist locations they like to go to, what restaurants they eat at, the things like that, right? The IoT little hotspot device that they give their tourists now that allows you to carry around. It's like the size of one of those mini iPod shuffles. You guys remember those? Some of you guys might remember those, um, where it's basically just a little Wi-Fi thing that you you set your phone up to Bluetooth style, and you know, then you're not roaming while you're on vacation. You know what I mean? Because you know how much your cell phone bill can increase in price when you're in another country and you're roaming with your phone on, even if you're not using it, even if your phone's just on, if you're not connected to a hotspot or Wi-Fi, your bill just goes nuts, right? So things like that, that's the future, guys. That's going to be everywhere, right? Hotspots everywhere, right? Those kinds of devices everywhere. Roaming charges are going to be a thing of the past, right? And it's because of companies like Jasmy being at the forefront of this kind of technology, right? You know, we're talking about the super PDL this year, right? Going into 2024, where your data, your medical records are going to be able to be stored on a PDL where you and your doctor have access to your medical records and can view them at any time. I don't know if a lot of you guys have any experience trying to obtain your medical records or trying to have your medical records transferred from one doctor's office to another. It can be a very, very time-staking and frustrating process. But streamlining that with a PDL, with a personal data locker that can store your medical records, enabling you to just have access to it, so that whatever doctor's office you go to, it's a streamlined process. You don't have to go through all of that, right? And then there's obviously the personal PDL where you're going to be able to store your own data and monetize it and get paid in Jasmy coins. And this is a thing that I get asked all the time. Well, how do I store my data and get monetized for it? Well, with the you can't yet, right? But the thing is, with the layer two Jasmy chain coming out, and by the way, this is, some people were saying that Jasmy didn't need a layer two. This is why Jasmy needed a layer two. The primary reason the Jasmy needed a layer two was because that's where your Jasmy wallet is going to be, right? And being on the Jasmy chain, you're going to be able to pay your gas fees with Jasmy on the Jasmy blockchain, which is significantly cheaper than paying it in Ethereum, which is what Jasmy is currently on before it switches over to their L2, right? And that is where your wallet is going to be on Jasmy chain, so that once that is set up, once your wallet is set up, your PDL, your personal data locker, then you're going to be, which is coming next year, I think Q1, Q2 next year, I believe. that is when you're going to be able to monetize your data. So that the only reason you can't monetize it right now is because you don't have a wallet on the Jasmy chain so that they can pay you for your data, right? So that's the whole idea behind it. And that is coming, and you get paid in Jasmy coin, right? Um, and they'll have staking options, I'm sure, and things like that as well. And that's all coming in 2024, right? Um, so these are just some of the things, guys. Bigger partnerships out in, like I spoke on before, Saudi Arabia and India, right? Um, Expanding to and creating partnerships with those countries' governments to again use their blockchain and their PDL technology to be able to store data for these governments, right? Now, I'm not big on governments like anybody else, guys, but at the end of the day, I'm in this in crypto to make money, right? And the more that Jasmy succeeds as a company, the better it is for me, for you, for all of us, right? So I want to see these big government contracts. I want to see these big government partnerships and stuff like that, where these world governments are utilizing the Jasmy's blockchain and Jasmy's technology. So the thing that you have to remember is that Jasmy is in its infancy in terms of uh, expansion globally, in terms of the technology. Like, I can only imagine if you were to go back through, you know what I might do? I might actually make a video of all the announcements that Jasmy has, as a company, has announced just in 2023 alone. It's going to be staggering to see these announcements, guys. But we get numb to it. But if I was to make a video and show you all the announcements, because guys, I know them all because I've covered them all. You guys know I do Jasmy videos on a daily basis. Every single thing that Jasmy has announced as a company throughout this entire year, I have covered it every day, relentlessly, because you guys love to see those videos. My Jasmy videos get by far the most views. You guys love it, and that's why I do it, right? So, and I believe that Jasmy has enough fudsters out there that they need as a company, because they don't. One of their weaknesses is their marketing. So they need people to step up, influencers like myself, like Jesse over on KIR Finance, to step up and do these honest, um, factual videos on what the company's doing, to fight the fudsters out there who just say things because they don't do any research, and they say, well, someone, like I said, someone had said a few days ago in one of the videos, in the comments, they said, well, the company rugged everybody. Like, no, they didn't rug everybody, right? The definition of a rug does not mean that they dumped all the coins on the investors. And I just covered, I think it was yesterday or the day before, but I'm almost sure it was yesterday's live stream. I had covered that Hara had said from the beginning that they had planned and they had announced that they were going to be dumping all of the coins on the market almost right away, because in Hara's words, he wanted the people, the investors, so to speak, to be able to buy the coins at a cheap price. That was the plan all along. And I covered it in yesterday's live stream. I believe it was yesterday's or the day before. Go back and check it out if you don't believe me, right? So they've been fully transparent about these things right from the beginning. There was no rug. I mean, if you just look at a chart and don't do any research, yeah, it looks bad, right? But if you actually did your research, guys, um, I'm going to steal a line from a show that I recently started watching, Reacher. I don't know if you guys watch that show or not, but one of his favorite sayings in the show is, um, "Details matter," right? And they do. It rings true because it's true, right? So details matter, and that's what I bring you guys. I bring you guys the details on what's happening, on what has happened, on what will happen, right? When it comes to Jasmy as a company, and really, for that matter, for all projects that I like to cover, whether it's Veracity, Caspa, XRP, Cardano, SHIB, like whatever it is, right? Dogecoin, Bitcoin, even Ethereum, whatever, right? Solana. I like to bring you guys the facts. like Gary likes to say, facts and circumstances, right? People like to say things about Jasmy without without they like to omit certain facts because they don't fit the narrative that they're trying to push, right? So like if you don't like that the company dumped a bunch of coins on the market, that's fine. You're allowed to not like that. You're allowed to say that, scream it to the heavens. But don't accuse the company of rugging everybody, because a rug pull is when a company convinces a bunch of people to invest in it. Um, and then, what you can do, and I've said this before, what they do is in the contracts for the project, they write in there that only the devs or creators can pull liquidity out. So you can buy into it, but you can't pull your money out of it, right? I've fallen victim to those kinds of things when I was buying a lot of stuff on PooCoin and Dex tools and stuff like that over the years, right? Um, Sometimes you get stuck, and then what happens is the devs or the creators, they pull all the liquidity out of the project and the price drops to zero, right? That's what a rug pull is, right? A company dumping the majority of the coins onto the market after initially warning everybody that that was their intention to begin with so that people could buy it at a cheaper price is not a rug pull, right? The whole time they've been transparent about it. So yeah, I just, fight the FUD kind of thing, right, guys? Fight the good fight. So yeah, just kind of a somber night tonight, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna head to work. I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the current status of Jasmy and, going into 2024. I'm very, very bullish. I predict personally a lot of big announcements in 2024 for this company. I definitely have my ear to the ground. I'm going to be doing Jesse and I. Jesse's from KIR Finance. He's a Jasmy ambassador, a friend of the channel. He's been on many times. Um, we're going to reconnect after the holidays in January, and he's going to come back on the channel again, and we'll talk some more. So we'll talk some more Jasmy. We'll give you guys the latest and the greatest, and we'll keep you guys up to date. But yeah, so for now, I'm gonna head out, guys. I gotta get ready for work, and I want you guys to have a good, safe Friday night. Make sure you check out the Discord. I created a Discord because you guys were asking for it, so the link will be in the description. It doesn't cost anything, it's free. So just wanted to create a 24-hour, 24/7 chat where, even if I'm not around, you guys can all connect. And we have a good community here, especially when we get a live stream going and stuff like that. So I figured you guys might want to get into that, into the Discord, and you know, help each other out when even if I'm not around, help each other out when it comes to feeling FOMO or feeling anxiety for prices and stuff like that. And so yeah. But check that out. And as always, guys, if you want to support the channel, you want to support me, click the join button to become a member, and you'll get exclusive members only content there, microcap gems, things like that. I dropped a video last night for the members on a microcap gem, and I dropped another video today, this morning, on another microcap gem for the members. So don't miss those two projects. Definitely some good opportunities out there. And yeah. Have a good, safe Friday night, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow.